Let's take a look at how to add insurance coverage to a patient. We're going to start by going to our patient chart. So let's go to the search box in the upper right here, search by last name. Go to Gym Test Patient. I'm going to click on this drop-down menu beneath the header. Select Claims and Coverages. And now add a new coverage / payer. Here, you're going to have a drop-down menu with all the payers that you've added to your site. If you need information on how to add payers to your site, you can check out our other video on that subject. Let's select Aetna for this patient. Coverage type is going to default to commercial in this case. That's going to be what you're going to be using most of the time. Now, first you'll see a policy number here. You'll notice this warning, this is not the subscriber ID. The vast majority of the time, you're not going to need to put anything in this box unless the payer specifically tells you that they have a policy number that you need to enter on your claims. Then you have these 4 boxes here. Again, most of the time you can leave these blank. With paper claims, you are typically going to need a group number, so you can enter that if you're submitting paper claims for this patient. One thing to note, though, is that if you have information in one of these boxes, it needs to be the only box that's filled in. If you have information in more than one of these 4 boxes here, it will frequently be denied for duplicate information. Down here, you're going to select the relationship to the subscriber. In many cases, the patient is the subscriber. And all you'll have to fill out here is the member ID. If the patient's a dependent, you'll want to put the relationship. Put both the subscriber member ID and the dependent member ID, even if they're the same. And you're going to want to put the subscriber name in here. Let's go ahead and just put some information in here. The address you're going to want to fill out only if it is different than the patient address. If it's the same as the address that you have on file for the patient, you can leave the address blank. Date of birth and gender will be necessary if you're submitting paper claims. Let's go ahead and fill these out. Social Security number is not required. And these 2 boxes down here will typically default to these 2 options here. Provider has a signed release and a signed HCFA 1500. If for whatever reason it does not default to those options, you can go ahead and select them. But those are the ones you're going to use in pretty much all cases, again, unless you've specifically heard from the insurance company that they need something else. And that's pretty much all you need to set this up. There are going to be cases where you're going to need verifications. We're going to do another video on those because that can be a fairly involved process. But for now, let's go ahead and click Save. Go back to the coverages, and you can see we have this one here.